Greetings, and welcome to the Wonders Hour, where any subject can be explored, any question asked. The Wonders are a collective consciousness from the 29th dimension of reality, channeled through Rene Gadet. They have chosen to speak at this time to help humankind empower itself. In this hour, you'll be entertained, enlightened, and guided to new realizations about yourself and the world that surrounds you. Now let's meet your hosts, Rene Gadet and his wife Maggie, who together bring you the Wonders.
What you're doing is oftentimes, as a race, is you judge the media, the mode, and try to limit it for what's being said using those as tools. Observation is, and without judgment, is a tool, isn't it? Mm-hmm. True?
Mm-hmm.
True. So if you think of observation without judgment as a tool, what would provide you observation without judgment in the human race, in humanity? Methodologies of communication. Mm-hmm. True? The tools that you use. Yeah. Television, radio, internet, print. Do you think? Then the content, yes, that's judgment of that tool, isn't it? Mm. You use the tool to propagate a content full of judgment. Well, what happens is when the humanity starts to judge the tool, then you're judging the observation without judgment, aren't you? Mm-hmm. And how much is humanity judging this tool? Oftentimes it does, doesn't it? It judges the medium. It tries to limit the modality, doesn't it?
Like television, that was a big thing. Yeah.
Censorship.
Censorship. In fact, there's even a movement to censor the internet, isn't there? Mm-hmm. Too much pornography, too much childhood pornography. Do you think?
Parental controls on your internet.
Exactly.
On TV.
So, as a humanity, as a consciousness, humanity is attempting to judge the observations without judgment, and in so doing remain in a consciousness of fear. But if humanity stops judging the observations without judgment, stops judging the tools that you have to observe, then humanity will actually shift to a consciousness of free choice, won't it? Isn't that how you began?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You were judging your judgments, you were judging your observations. Mm-hmm. True?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And eventually you had to say, okay, I'll stop. Didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with us here, dear friends. And is that not the way you progressed?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, your observation was a tool. You used your eyes, you used your ears, you used your hands, you used your taste buds. You used all of your physical senses to observe, and those physical senses were tools, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Isn't that what your television, satellite systems, communication systems are? Tools?
Yes.
To observe?
Mm-hmm.
The judgment?
No, they're just strictly tools to observe.
They just provide a signal.
Okay.
What you do with it, because you judge it, then you take that observation and judge it, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Think about it. What does a camera do?
Just
It
collects
films.
data. Uh-huh.
Right.
Just provides
What you
image.
do with that image, manipulate it, control it, alter it, define it, that's judgment, isn't it? Even when you look at it and say, oh, this is what it means, that's judgment, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The camera itself simply took the picture, took the image, didn't it?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the camera is the tool that has no judgment. There's the observation without judgment. So all of your media, all of your methodologies of communication you already have are the tools for observation without judgment. Your judgments of those observations is what's holding you into a consciousness of fear. Interesting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Now if you shift that, just start to let them be as they are, then eventually you will come to realize that you can move to a consciousness of free choice, can't you? Why is humanity so intent on controlling the communication methodologies, communication tools? Why do you think?
To control the message.
And if it controls the message, it can hold you in a consciousness of fear, can't it?
Yes.
Yep. It's a methodology for claiming a power of, over others.
Look at it from this perspective. Let's say you're in the middle of a war, and there's a firefight, and a camera, not related to any of the individuals involved in the firefight, is simply taking pictures of it. And the world sees those pictures. They see the individual heads being blown off, blood and brain matter going all over the place, guts spilling actually right out, stomachs being opened right up, and the intestines coming right out. How long do you think that it would be before war would stop? Or you'd find a new way to create war?
That
How
would
long?
be long.
Yeah, people don't want to see that stuff.
No. Which is why you never see those images, do you?
Yes.
So what
I know
happens to
that.
those images?
They get deleted.
Really? Who has the media has the power, the
Not the media.
governments?
The individuals that, in effect, judge the medium,
Oh,
judge
okay.
the tools.
What, the director? The producer? The
The
cameraman?
producer, the cameraman, the director, in the case of war, the military, where all things must be approved, governments, societies, individuals, collectives.
Yet
Interestingly, Vietnam was a war where they did get out because they didn't control it, and the war ended shortly after.
No, they did control it. They didn't control it completely, which is why eventually in the United States left Vietnam and the war basically ended. However, if they had not controlled it at all, the war would have ended approximately 28 hours after it began.
Really?
Think about it.
Yep.
If they had placed the images that they had over the television in your homes the very first night that the very first American was killed, if they had placed those images on your television sets, how long do you think it would have taken for the people of the United States to say stop?
My God, you don't want to send your sons over for that.
Exactly. 28 hours.